you to do that? Promotion.
Who give you? What you they talk to? Wait, what you they talk to like that? I won't really know you. See, you want to slap you.
I mean, no, why you are
going? Wait, you want to slap you.
What if I told you there's a man right now, undefeated in celebrity boxing, who has knocked out musicians, comedians, and internet stars back to back to back, and not a single American sports network has mentioned his name? Not ESPN, not Bleacher Report, not even the YouTube channels that cover every single Jake Paul fight. His name is Portable. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why the rest of the world already knows what America is sleeping on. Okay, let's start from the beginning, because this story only makes sense if you understand where this man came from. Portable, real name Habib Okikiola, is not a boxer. Let's get that out of the way right now. He is a street musician from Ogun State, Nigeria. Grew up with almost nothing, no record deal, no industry connections, no safety net. Just raw talent, a microphone, and an energy that was impossible to ignore. In 2021, he dropped a song called Zazu Ze, and it didn't just go viral in Nigeria. It swept across West Africa, it hit the UK, it hit the diaspora, it hit TikTok, and suddenly this rough, untamed, completely unfiltered street artist was everywhere. Now here's what makes Portable different from every other musician who blows up. Most artists, when they get famous, they soften. They hire a PR team, they start being careful. Portable did the exact opposite. He got louder, more chaotic, more himself. He was getting into public confrontations, making outrageous claims, showing up to events unannounced, and every single time the internet exploded. And somewhere in the middle of all that chaos, somebody offered him a boxing glove, and he put it on, and everything changed. Now, I need you to pay attention here, because this is the part that genuinely shocked me when I found out. Portable has fought in celebrity boxing multiple times against real opponents, people with their own massive followings, their own fan armies, their own trash talk, and he has not lost, not once. First, Charles Okacha, known across Nigeria as Action Jackson, a former Nollywood actor with a cult following who talked so much trash before that fight that half of Lagos thought he was going to embarrass Portable.
Hit him straight up to the Sioux. Hit him straight up to the Sioux. Zazu, you are a papu. I'm hitting you straight up to the Sioux. Zazu, you are a papu. I'm hitting you straight up to the Sioux. I'm hitting you straight up to the Sioux. Papu, Zazu, papu. I'm hitting you straight up to the Sioux. 4-4. If I got my 4-4 on you, I'm going you never speak English. You can speak English. What the fuck wrong with you?
You called him ungrateful.
Only J on shit. This is what you been saying all the time. Only J on the top. Only J on top shit. Niggas speak English.
Portable knocked the narrative out cold. Second, Speed Darlington.
Abgum toilet door. Ele cola me gum titre na kalaba. Cross river kalaba. Ele cola me gum.
If you don't know Speed Darlington, picture the most unhinged, most confident, most I will never lose personality you can imagine, and then multiply it by 10. Speed Darlington showed up to that fight absolutely certain he was going to win. He did not win. And now, fight number 3 is coming. May 1st, Lagos, Nigeria, broadcast on DAZN, the same platform that carries major professional boxing to a global audience. His opponent this time? Carter Efe.
You get mad. No, you get mad. I go to Ogun today. I find you reach your Ogun, I not see you. I think I catch your parents. What have you use your parents? I say, eh? But what I carry now, your boys and girls. Don't worry. Carry them come inside. Fast. Carry them play. Carry them play.
A comedian with over 10 million followers who has spent months telling the world that Portable is all talk. But here's what I want you to really sit with for a second. Jake Paul's record gets analyzed on every major sports platform after every single fight. People debate his opponents, they study his technique, they track his growth. Portable is sitting at 2-0 against opponents who had every reason to beat him, and the American sports media has given him exactly 0 seconds of coverage. Here's a question I want you to actually think about. Not just hear, but actually think about. If a fighter in the UK goes undefeated in celebrity boxing, KSI for example, American YouTube covers it wall to wall. Podcasts, breakdowns, reaction videos, the whole machine kicks into gear. If a fighter in Australia or Canada or even Japan does something remarkable in the combat sports space, American creators find a way to make it relevant. But when it happens in Nigeria, in West Africa, in Lagos, one of the most energetic, most creative, most culturally explosive cities on the entire planet, silence. And I'm not saying that to be political. I'm saying it because it represents a genuine blind spot. And blind spots in the content world are where the biggest opportunities are hiding. The African entertainment market is not small. Nigeria alone has over 220 million people. The Afrobeats genre has gone from regional music to global phenomenon in less than a decade. Burna Boy won a Grammy. WizKid sold out Madison Square Garden. The culture is not underground anymore. It is mainstream. And yet, the celebrity boxing scene that has exploded alongside it, producing undefeated fighters, insane press conference moments, and events broadcast on global streaming platforms, somehow hasn't made the jump to American consciousness yet. That gap is closing, fast, and the man closing it is wearing boxing gloves and calling himself Portable. The press conference that broke the internet. Okay, I have to tell you about the press conference, because this alone tells you everything you need to know about Portable as a character. A few weeks before the May 1st fight, both camps were scheduled to meet at a venue in Acacia, Lagos for the official face-off, the kind of thing you see in American boxing all the time. Both fighters scare each other down, say some words, shake hands or don't, and everybody goes home. That is not what happened. Portable showed up, and he did not come to exchange pleasantries. He came to fight, right there, at the press conference, before a single camera was properly set up. He lunged at Carter Efe, not a fake lunge, not a hold-me-back lunge for content, a real, genuine attempt to start the fight 6 weeks early. It took multiple bouncers to contain him. Carter Efe, to his credit, walked in wearing all white, dressed like he was attending a church service, not a boxing face-off, carrying a Bible, having been anointed with oil by his pastor that morning. The contrast was so insane that the footage immediately went viral across West Africa. But wait, it gets better. A few days before that press conference, Portable allegedly detained Carter Efe and his entire team at his own bar, Odogwu Bar, and refused to let them leave until certain demands were met. In America, we'd call that a lot of things. In Lagos, people called it content. The point is, this is not a manufactured beef. This is not two influencers who sat in a room with a promoter and decided to act like they hate each other. This is genuine, unscripted, borderline legally questionable chaos, and it's happening at a scale that American audiences have never been exposed to. This is what influencer boxing looked like before it got polished, before it got sanitized, before it became a Netflix production. This is the raw version, and it is electric. Here's why I think this moment is bigger than just one fight. Amir Khan, and if you follow boxing, you know that name, his promotional company, AK Promotions, is behind this event. That's not a local promoter trying to fill a community hall. That's a former world champion who sees something real happening in Lagos and decided to put his brand behind it. DAZN, the platform that has spent hundreds of millions of dollars competing with ESPN and becoming a legitimate force in global boxing, is streaming this fight internationally. These are not small decisions. These are heavyweight organizations betting that what's happening in Nigeria right now has global commercial value. And at the center of it all is a man who was selling music on the streets of Ogun State just a few years ago, who now has an undefeated celebrity boxing record, a fight on a major international streaming platform, and an opponent with 10 million followers who has been trying to get in his head for months. Jake Paul started his boxing career fighting a fellow YouTuber in an empty arena during a pandemic. Look where that ended up. I'm not saying Portable is the next Jake Paul. I'm saying the pattern looks familiar. And the last time the American audience ignored this pattern, they looked up one day and KSI and Logan Paul had sold out the Staples Center. The only question is whether you're going to find out about Portable now or in 2 years when everyone else is already talking about him. The fight is May 1st. It's on DAZN. Portable is undefeated. Carter Efe has 10 million reasons to think he can win. And somewhere in Lagos right now, there's a man with juju charms, a belt he didn't buy, and a record he didn't plan, proving that the world of celebrity boxing is bigger than anyone in America has been willing to admit. I'll be covering the full fight, the build-up, the chaos, everything. If you want to be the person in your group chat who actually knew about this before it exploded, subscribe and drop a comment below. Who wins? Portable stays undefeated, or Carter Efe shocks the world? I'll see you at ringside.
To win this fight, Portable, Carter Efe.
Portable or Carter Efe. It's possible everybody support you, but not they put you to. I'm not support. I'm a God child. So Carter Efe will beat him. Believe me, don't worry. Me, I be child of glory. Don't worry. Go bet. 5 million. I'm going to bet 5 million.
5 million.
Yes, now 5 million. Say when Carter Efe will beat him. Then say I go use my 5 million shop 15 million.
Carter Efe should cancel that match that he has with Portable if he wants to stay alive after that match, because Portable now has gone overboard just to win that money that was placed on the match alongside to win Carter Efe on that particular match. So Portable shared a video where he was inside his shrine doing incantations and every other thing, calling Carter Efe's name and regarding to the match that he's going to be having with Carter Efe on May 13th, that he is going to win the match and everything, that he must defeat Carter Efe. If you see where Portable they do all those the incantation and everything, you will just pity Carter Efe, because this thing Portable don't carry and go the spiritual realm. This will not be physical fight again. So as you all know, Portable and Carter Efe are booked for a boxing match. You know, a lot of sponsors are involved in this particular game. I think Soso Bereko placed a 100 million naira bet that whoever wins the match is going to give the person 100 million naira, you know, and people are going to buy tickets and go for the match. And now Carter Efe thought on his own that that thing is just a mere streaming or mere cruiser content, but for on the side of Portable, that thing is more than a fight and is more than content for him. He wants to really win that match and prove to Carter Efe that yes, he is the strongest man in the streets of Lagos.
I go beat the high key.
Good